After yesterday's Deebo Samuel trade news, what we're talking about today is should the Packers make a move for the star wide receiver? Welcome into the show, everybody. I am your host, Joey Petersen, and you're watching the Packers Report. And I have to bring to light something, okay? Because I found out just earlier today that if we reach 1,000 subs by Saturday, that would be a company record, okay? I'm all about breaking records here at Chat Sports, and I need you guys to help me do that, okay? Currently, we're sitting at 711 subscribers. We need 289 to get us to 1,000. So if you haven't already, join us for daily Packers videos right here on the Packers Report. So Adam Schefter tweeted this out yesterday morning, about 7 hours prior to Super Bowl 59, saying the 49ers have granted Deebo Samuel and his agent, Tory Dandy, permission to find a trade partner for the wide receiver. Samuel told ESPN. This comes after Samuel asked San Francisco to trade him during the players' exit meetings after the season. And then Adam spoke to Deebo, and Deebo had this to say. It was a hard conversation to have with Kyle Shanahan because of the relationship that we have. But I have to do what's best. I am more than thankful for the Niners for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime. But now I think it's best that we find another team. And the Deebo Samuel, I don't want to say saga, but just kind of the career path over the last couple of years has been kind of an interesting one, but because he really hasn't found that same success that he once had in that 2021 season. When he went to 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns total, 77 catches, and then followed that up in 2022 with 630 yards, 2023, 892 yards, and then 2024 with 670. And frankly, guys, he's only had 1 year in his entire career with more than 1,000 yards receiving. And so when I immediately look at it and I immediately think about it, I don't know if I automatically jump on the boat of, hey, let's trade everything. Let's trade whatever assets we can to take on him, take on that contract, just because I think he still has a lot of name value. And I don't know if he has as much value on the field itself, okay? First thoughts, I want to hear from you guys. Would you trade for Deebo Samuel, okay? Play BG for me. Play this front office. Be in charge for just a second, and let me know in the comment section down below with a yes or a no. So if you traded for him, obviously you would take on that contract. And in 2025, he's a cap hit of $15.83 million. Got an option bonus for $15.43 million, which is due March 22nd. His dead money in 2026 is $32.75 million. The 2025 trade savings is a negative 15.2, and the dead cap hit in 2025 is $31.02 million for the 49ers. And if Green Bay trades for Deebo, they would owe him a total of $17.55 million in salary and in bonus, right? So not only are you giving up assets to get him in the building, but in my opinion, you're paying him a lot more than he's worth. And that's why in the end of the day, I don't think that's worth it at all. Okay, I think for the asset that you're getting back, for the money that it would cost you, for what production he has shown over the last few years, I just don't think it's worth it, okay? I don't think it's worth it in the slightest, especially when I believe you have a wide receiver problem that Deebo Samuel doesn't even fix. Because let's look a little bit more into 2024. 51 receptions, 670 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns in 15 games. Is this a guy you want to pay $17 million for? Because I don't. Okay, where the Packers sit currently in their cap situation, it's not in a bad place at all. You could afford that. But just because you can afford something doesn't mean you should do that. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of Dave Ramsey right here. Just because you have the money to make a purchase doesn't mean you should make that purchase. So coming up, I've got a little bit of more reasons to not trade for Deebo Samuel. But before I do that, I got to bring to light something again as our race to 1,000. Guys, this is so important to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. We currently are at 711. Like I said earlier, 289 away from 1K. So if you haven't already and you're still watching and you like the video, then hit that sub button. So number one, in my opinion, is I believe you already have similar wide receivers, plural, when it comes to size, when it comes to ability, when it comes to what they've done on the field, right? You've got 3 guys who are good, 3 guys who are solid wide receivers, but I don't know if you have any guy, like we've talked about before, who's just a above all no doubter wide receiver one on this roster. And speaking of like having wide receivers that are already similar to Deebo Samuel, I believe that Jayden Reed can be that Swiss Army knife wideout, okay? Because I know that Deebo Samuel isn't just really, really great at catching the football. I know he's not solely a wide receiver in this game. I know San Francisco uses him in a lot of creative ways, in and out of the backfield, on jet sweeps, running the football, screens, things of that nature. But in my opinion, you already got Jayden Reed on the roster. Okay, you've already got a guy of similar stature, of similar size, who's a little bit faster, who's a lot a bit cheaper. Okay, so I don't think you need to add another one of those because that's what Deebo Samuel is. Okay, he's a Swiss Army knife. He's not somebody that you're going to say, hey, I'm going to throw you a deep ball, go up and catch it for me. He's a guy that you're going to say, okay, we're going to scheme you ways to get open. We're going to scheme you ways to get yards, to make plays. Okay, and he's a great playmaker. I'm not going to take that away from him. But I believe that you've already got almost a Deebo Samuel light on your roster right now who could turn into something even better because he's younger, because he's still got a lot ahead of him. And I believe that Deebo Samuel honestly has been declining, okay? And so if you've already got a guy on your roster that you have a lot of faith in, a guy on your roster that you can make those steps with, then why get another one, okay? And back to my point I just made, and number two is I believe he's declining, okay? It seemed like almost every year since that 2021 career year, and it was a career year, he's taken a step backward in a positive or in a negative direction. This is his yards per game receiving. In 2021, 87.8. That's phenomenal. And then almost declined by 40 yards a game in 2022, okay? And this isn't just yards total, right? This is per game. So you can't say, Joey, he was, in and out of the lineup with injuries. That's 40 less yards. And then a little bit of a step up in 2023 was 59.5, and then back down to 44.7, which in the last 4 years has been a career low for him. And like I said off the top, he's only caught for 1,000 yards one time in his career. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to pay a guy $17 million who's only crossed the 1,000-yard mark once, okay? I could say all I want. You could say all you want. I could think all I want. You could think all you want, but we're not the ones that are going to make this decision. And I want you guys to let me know, what will Green Bay do, okay? Not what you want them to do, what you think they will do. If you think they're going to trade for him, give me a T. If you think they're going to pass, give me a P. And also, plain and simple, he can't separate anymore, okay? And that's such a big part of being a wide receiver in this game when you're playing those athletic cornerbacks, because cornerbacks, in my opinion, over the last few years, with what we've seen from these young guys, like a Sauce Gardner, okay, they're only getting better, like the guys in Philly, right? And if you look at his stats against press coverage in 2024, he ran 85 routes, only got targeted 19 times for 9 receptions, 179 yards, and a 47.4 catch percentage, okay? He's not a guy that you can look at and say, hey, against press coverage, just go and get open for me, okay? Just go burn the corner. Just use that straight line speed. Give me a nice release. Go get open, because he can't do that anymore. He really honestly hasn't been able to do it that high of an ability for his entire career. He has relied heavily on being coached by a guy named Kyle Shanahan to scheme him open. And once he gets the ball in his hands, he's dynamic. But I don't know if he's that great at getting enough separation to get the ball in his hands consistently, okay? At the end of the day, guys, if he were more affordable, I'd be down. But for the price of $17 million, I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, okay? Especially when you're sitting at the point where you are right now in this offseason, where you're saying, I don't know if we have a wide receiver one on this roster, okay? I don't know if we have a guy that we can depend on, that we can go to late in a game if we need one big catch, that there's a guy that everybody in the building might know this ball is going to them, and yet it still will, okay? I don't think that guy's on this roster. And Deebo Samuel proved this last year in San Francisco with Brandon Ayuk going down with an injury, Christian McCaffrey in and out of the lineup with injuries of his own. He proved to me, and I believe everybody else in the NFL, that he's not a wide receiver one either. Okay? So on a wide receiver group full of wide receiver twos, I don't want to trade for a guy, give up assets, and then pay him $17 million to just be exactly what I've already got in the building. Okay, I don't need another carbon copy. What I have right now is fine. We need something better, and I don't think Deebo Samuel is that. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I really do appreciate it. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel already, again, reminder, if we get to 1,000 subs by Saturday, that will break the record for the quickest to 1,000 subs in company history. It's up to you guys to help me out. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.